He was in the Matrix. He
Yeah.
was in the Matrix. He was just in the zone. You know, Dana said it best. He's like, that kid eats pressure. He goes, he eats it.
Yeah.
Like, he thrives on pressure. Pressure that makes other people wilt.
Yes.
He, like, shines under that pressure.
And he had an amazing ability, even very early in his career, which was like kind of, it was really unique. Like, because even like on his first fight ever, if you watch his first fight in the UFC against like Brimage, I think the guy's name is, and he was a relatively unknown at the time. But dude, the place is going nuts. He already had made so much kind of like street cred for himself, and then the Irish thing, like the Irish were really, really into it. But he, from the very first fight, he would always create these moments where it's like, dude, this is gonna be the biggest spectacle that my opponent has ever been in their career. Like, I'm gonna get you mad with shit talk, and I'm gonna get the fans so excited. Because he's completely comfortable there.
Now, Conor has also been in and out the press with crazy things, loads of money. Everything is becoming very easy. Once you can simply say to somebody, a chef in your home, hey, can you make me a sandwich? You know, I don't know if that's a good thing. So is that going to play a factor? I mean, Marvin Hagler said it famously, right? It's tough to get out of bed to do road work at 5 a.m. when you're sleeping in silk pajamas. And I think he's right.
Now granted, he's an older man and he's had injuries, but still, the mind is the most powerful weapon that we all have, okay? And the mind of Conor McGregor, to go out there and become a two-weight division champion, the way that he manifested his entire reality, if you're gonna sit there for 1 second and say that the mind on this man is weak, then you, my friend, are an absolute fool.
That's why it's at such a higher weight. So that tells you something right there, where he is, you know, physically, right? That he's not close to what he was. Not that we expected it, but that confirms it with that he needs that cushion of weight.
Nobody has ever sat out for 6 years and come back against a current top contender and won. So Conor's gonna have to do that. He's got the leg injury thing, which no one's ever done. He's gonna have to overcome that, but then he's gonna 6 years on the shelf come back against a current and active contender. Guys have come back against other guys that were on the shelf, but not current active contenders. Never been done successfully. So he's gonna have to do both of those things.
Fight fans, welcome back. As Conor McGregor's return at UFC 329 draws near, the combat sports world is hyper-fixating on what's actually happening behind closed doors. The experts have broken their silence, and Joe Rogan has made his stance entirely clear. Let's dissect the shocking truth about McGregor's preparation. Joe Rogan is highlighting a massive variable that the general public completely misinterprets about this camp. While traditional analysts view McGregor's move to 170 pounds as a shortcut or a refusal to face a grueling cut, Rogan argues it's a critical career preservation strategy. For years, McGregor systematically starved his frame to secure an athletic leverage window at featherweight. At 170 pounds, his physical mechanics change completely. The speed might drop incrementally, but the raw kinetic force behind his straight left hand is multiplied because his body isn't internally depleted. Rogan believes this structural density is exactly what McGregor needs to absorb the return pressure after a half-decade away from active combat.
But there's guys that were big for the weight class and had ridiculous speed. Like Conor McGregor's a perfect example of that.
Yeah.
Conor at 145 was fast as fuck.
Conor was absolutely dehydrated to the point of being a concentration camp victim.
Oh yeah, he looked like death.
I mean, it was unbelievable.
However, once he got in there, he was fast as fuck.
Oh, I'm not saying, look, he used to lose so much. At 145, he looked
like death.
He was killing himself.
I remember the weigh-ins, like interviewing him at weigh-ins, like this is crazy.
Skeletor.
Oh my god!
But then you see him the next day all full.
I know he looked good, but
looking fucking
then again,
feeling good.
He was also, what was his age back then? 26, 27.
Right.
You can't do that now.
No, you can't do that now. No, it gets to a certain point in time when you have to realize you're cutting too much weight and it's actually ruining your career.
But I think the evidence has been pretty clear where you see guys go up in weight after killing themselves for so long. They've had success.
Legendary heavyweight Bas Rutten points directly to the psychological landmines buried inside McGregor's multi-million-dollar lifestyle. The silk pajamas dilemma is a historical reality in combat sports. Once a fighter conquers the economic side of life, the foundational desperation that drives elite performance can naturally fade. Rutten's blueprint for this camp demands a complete regression into voluntary hardship. To defeat a highly active, perpetually hungry martial artist like Max Holloway, McGregor cannot train like a global businessman. He has to intentionally strip away the insulation of his empire, isolate his mind in a Spartan environment, and look at Holloway's face every single morning as an existential threat to his legacy.
I mean, make it the old times again. If you want to stay in Ireland, maybe rent an old Airbnb small apartment, and then from that moment on, you do everything yourself. Your groceries, your food, dishes, laundry, whatever. Put a picture of on your bathroom mirror from Holloway as a reminder, and go into the same mode as when you started fighting.
Former champion Michael Bisping notes that McGregor's modern preparation has evolved from blind hubris into calculating contingency logic. In his youth, McGregor weaponized hyper-focused positive manifestation to run through the division. But after experiencing a catastrophic structural failure against Dustin Poirier, his training camp has undergone a radical systemic overhaul. He is now actively building a complex algorithmic framework of worst-case responses. If a joint fails, if a ligament snaps, if the titanium rod in his shin behaves differently under peak torque, his central nervous system has already mapped the exact countermeasure. This isn't doubt, it's high-level tactical engineering that allows an aging fighter to operate without hesitation.
So I have had a limb break inside the octagon. So now I must have an answer to that. You know, I have the perfect scenario. You knock him out with a big backhand, the crowd roars. But then I have the worst case scenario. The shoulder dislocates midway through the first round. What's my mechanisms? The lead shoulder dislocates in the first round. What's my movements? What's my reactions? Do I switch the stance? Do I go to my back? I have a whole selection of responses to the worst case scenarios. Now, not that I sit and dwell on them, or overthink them, but I just have them. So if the ankle goes, if the knee goes, if the shoulder goes, what's my response? Because the fight's not over until if you give, it's over. So if you have a maneuver, you know, you can outlast and you can survive in there and then get towards the victory. So I have found, as I have gotten more experience in the fight game, to work my way backwards from the worst case scenario.
Chael Sonnen brings a harsh, empirical reality check to the narrative surrounding McGregor's weight. Sonnen adamantly rejects the popular theory that training at 170 pounds offers a competitive advantage. In elite wrestling and mixed martial arts, the severe physical tax of dropping weight acts as a psychological forging process. The extreme sprints, the strict caloric deprivations, and the sheer suffering build an unmatched level of competitive grit on fight night. By eliminating that brutal weight descent, Sonnen warns that McGregor might inadvertently be working less hard overall. In a 5-round pacing environment against a relentless cardio machine like Holloway, a lack of deep, camp-forged suffering could leave McGregor visually exposed the moment the fight enters deep, exhausting waters.
With Conor at welterweight, right, to get to 155 pounds, 155 pound on the scale, 9 a.m. before fight day, is a byproduct. It's a byproduct of hard work. It's a byproduct of discipline. It's a byproduct of a training camp. It's a byproduct of focus. So is 170. So which one is harder to get to? Which one requires more grit, more focus, more hard work? Calories in versus calories out. That's weight and nothing else. No matter how much you would like to believe. Macros and carbs and protein, no matter how much you want to believe that, it is calories in versus calories out. So I'm only suggesting for you, where would the advantage be for Conor? Now, Conor didn't kill himself to make 155, and when I spoke to Conor, he actually said it's more from a leadership perspective, that he doesn't like seeing the locker room cut all this weight. He doesn't get how a tough guy goes and cuts all this weight to try to gain it back and have an advantage over his opponent. A real tough guy goes in there at close to his weight. I appreciated that. Now, whether Conor was sincere or he was cutting a promo, I really appreciated it.
This is the core metric that keeps Joe Rogan deeply concerned about McGregor's preparation. The ultimate variable isn't age, it's the massive disparity in competitive cage time. While McGregor spent half a decade repairing a shattered bone and navigating outside businesses, Max Holloway was systematically locked inside the octagon against the most lethal generation of strikers the sport has ever seen. Holloway's nervous system is highly synchronized to elite combat velocity. His timing, defensive reflexes, and visual processing have remained continuously sharp under live fire. McGregor can look spectacular on pads and mirror drills, but Rogan warns that mimicking the erratic, high-stress timing of a real fight after 5 years on the shelf is a completely different medical and athletic problem.
When you're taking a younger fighter and putting them against the old dog, it normally doesn't end well for the old dog.
Well, the thing is about Max Holloway is like Max Holloway
he's young.
that much younger
Yeah.
than Conor.
He's not.
But the thing is, Max has been in constant high-level competition the entire time. Won the BMF fight, beat Dustin, like constant high-level competition.
That's right.
It's a different thing.
And I honestly believe him at 155 is the best thing for him.
Absolutely.
But he's not 155 in this fight.
This is 170.
170.
But honestly, he
that's even better.
might be
No
better.
weight cutting at all.
Just no weight cut, just kind of walk around.
And also, knowing this is such a high-profile fight, he's going to... Max is always in insane shape. But particularly in this fight, he's going to be in fucking insane shape.
From Joe Rogan's warnings about the inactivity gap to Bas Rutten's demands to throw away the luxury lifestyle, the expert analysis proves that Conor McGregor is walking into the most volatile test of his entire combat career on July 11th in Las Vegas. The physical tools are documented, the titanium rod is set, but the answers will only reveal themselves when that octagon door locks, shut at UFC 329. Do you agree with Joe Rogan that Max Holloway's non-stop activity will be too much for McGregor to overcome after a 5-year layoff? Or do you think the power at 170 pounds ends this early? Drop your exact predictions in the comments below. Smash the like button if this tactical breakdown kept you locked in. Hit subscribe to stay ahead of the entire fight game, and I will see you in the next one. This is Fight Insight.